1 second, I was just a regular guy, scrolling through a trashy billionaire romance novel and ranting about the pathetic simp character who shared my name. The next, I was him, Ethan Miller, and I was stuck with a simp or die system that was basically a death sentence. It demanded I pour my heart and soul into the manipulative diva, the so-called heroine. But there was a glitch. I could hear my supposed villainous wife's thoughts. Every single one. Me, laying it on thick, Sophia, I'm giving you that undeveloped land on the east side of Westport. Olivia's inner monologue. Oh, look, the wasteful idiot is at it again. Good for him. I just heard last week they're planning to build a landfill there. Perfect timing. Me, without missing a beat. The copies of the deed for you to wallpaper your bathroom. Olivia's inner monologue. Why isn't this pathetic dog sticking to the script? My inner monologue. Don't worry, Liv. The script's right here in my hand, and I'm tearing it to shreds, page by page. My name is Ethan Miller. 1 second, I was slurping ramen in my tiny apartment, ranting about a total idiot in a billionaire romance novel. The next, I was him. The air around me reeked of disinfectant. Before me, a woman in a delicate white dress was crying her eyes out, looking utterly heartbroken. Sophia Jenkins, the novel's White Moonlight heroine. Ding! Host Soul Stable. Simp system officially activated. Newbie mission. Maintain character. Publicly berate your wife, Olivia Hayes, and promise to transfer the Grandview estate, currently in your name, to Sophia Jenkins as compensation. Mission failure. Instantaneous myocardial infarction. My inner monologue. Are you kidding me? Instant heart attack. I gazed at Sophia, who was draped dramatically on the hospital bed. Her arm was wrapped in bandages, and even the bloodstains looked artfully placed, like strawberry jam, adding a touch of tragic beauty. Ethan, don't blame Olivia, Sophia sniffled, her voice barely a whisper. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have made her angry, and I definitely shouldn't have left my hairpin in your car. She probably didn't mean to push me. Before I could even process this soap opera-level drama, a cool, clear voice cut through the air from the doorway. Miss Jenkins, let's stick to the facts. The hospital hallway has surveillance cameras. You're welcome to call the police and let them determine whether I actually pushed you. I turned towards the voice. Standing there was a woman in a perfectly tailored Chanel suit, her makeup flawless, red lips like fire, and eyes that held 3 parts disdain and 7 parts impatience. This was my wife, Olivia Hayes, the villainess of the book. She was stunning, even more captivating than the book described. Too bad she was about to become a prop for my berating performance. I took a deep breath, preparing to speak. Better to be an actor than to have a heart attack. However, the moment I opened my mouth, a voice, definitely not Olivia's, exploded in my head. Olivia's inner monologue. Keep acting. Sophia's acting is Oscar-worthy. She's even bringing her accidents to the hospital now. And Ethan, that total idiot. He's got a criminally good-looking face, but a brain filled with mush for romance. What a waste of resources. The first thing I'm doing after the divorce settlement is hitting up a club and hiring 8 male models. Each one hotter than him, just to spite him. The words I was about to unleash got stuck in my throat. I could hear Olivia's thoughts. My inner monologue. System, get out here. Did you send me the wrong newbie package? You promised a simp system, not built-in mind reading, and a limited edition one at that. Only for this villainous? Ding! This system aims to help the host perfectly embody the simp role. Mind reading is an auxiliary function to allow the host to more precisely grasp the villainous's pain points, thereby better caring for the white moonlight. Please execute the mission immediately. My inner monologue. Got it. The system wants me to screw up so badly I die faster. Olivia saw me staring, speechless, and her beautiful eyebrows furrowed slightly. Olivia's inner monologue. What's this idiot staring at? Could he be awestruck by my beauty today? Man. But then again, this Dior limited edition outfit really is fantastic today, paired with my new Bulgari earrings. It's perfection. Once we divorce, I need to clear out half my walk-in closet just for jewelry. My inner monologue. Seriously? My life is literally on the line, and you're planning your jewelry collection? The instinct for survival overrode everything. I cleared my throat, gathered my emotions, and began my performance, glaring at Olivia. Olivia! I roared, a furious low growl. How much longer are you going to cause trouble? Sophia's already suffered so much because of you, and you haven't even apologized? Sophia's tears flowed even harder. She weakly tugged at my sleeve. Ethan, don't be like this. It's not Olivia's fault. How is it not her fault? I declared righteously, heartbroken. She's just jealous of you. Jealous that my heart only belongs to you. Olivia scoffed, crossing her arms and leaning against the doorframe, as if watching a bad play. Olivia's inner monologue. Oh, here we go, the classic scene. Next, is this idiot going to say, "You're not fit to tie her shoes"? Can't he come up with something new? I've heard these lines a million times. My ears are getting calloused. I almost choked. My inner monologue. Fine, you want something new? You got it. I pointed at Olivia, my voice trembling with fabricated rage. I'm telling you, Olivia, the woman I love most in this life is Sophia. A vicious woman like you isn't even fit to tie her shoes. No, you're not even fit to smell the dirt on her soles. Olivia's expression faltered, a crack appearing as if my creativity had shocked her. Olivia's inner monologue. Smell the dirt on her soles? What kind of new humiliation is this? A Simp's brain truly works in mysterious ways. Sophia's high heels have probably stepped in a lot of dog poop. Anyone who wants to smell it can go right ahead. Sophia clearly hadn't expected me to utter such a fragrant line. Her crying paused for a beat. Then she perfectly resumed her display of moved and distress. Ethan, please don't say that. Olivia, don't speak for her. I waved my hand, cutting off Sophia's act. Then, following the system's final directive, I dropped the bombshell. Olivia, I'm warning you, apologize to Sophia immediately. Furthermore, the Grandview estate, in my name, will be transferred to Sophia tomorrow as emotional compensation. Ding, newbie mission completion, 70%. Please add heartless remarks towards your wife to reach 100% character alignment. My inner monologue. I get it. I need to twist the knife a little more. I looked at Olivia's unruffled face, gritted my teeth, and steeled myself. And as for you, Olivia, I'm giving you 3 days to move out of that villa. I find the house you've lived in to be dirty. Even I felt disgusted saying that. Sophia's lips curled into a triumphant smile, just out of my line of sight. Olivia, however, finally reacted. She pushed off the doorframe and walked towards me, step by step. The sound of her heels clicking on the floor was like a hammer on my heart. Olivia's inner monologue. The Grandview estate? Isn't that the $300 million property next to the old Miller place, with the best feng shui? Ethan, that spendthrift. He's giving it away without batting an eye. But good for him. We have a prenup anyway, and I get half of all asset appreciation during the marriage. The more he gives away now, the more I get later. Haha, go Simp go. As for moving out? Perfect. I've been sick of that house's gaudy interior design. All gold and glitter, like some cheap nightclub VIP room. I'll just move into my penthouse overlooking the harbor. It's much quieter. My inner monologue. What the hell? I expected rage, a breakdown, maybe a slap. Instead, she's having an internal champagne celebration. So all my screaming my head off and humiliating her sound to her like the lottery numbers coming in? Olivia stopped right in front of me. She was taller than I'd imagined, her heels putting her almost eye level with me. She had a lovely, cool scent about her, like a crisp winter morning, clean and sharp. Are you done, Mr. Miller? She asked, her voice still calm. Ding. Please end this conversation with a contemptuous look and a single word. Get out. Mission complete. I closed my eyes, feeling a slight twinge in my chest. My inner monologue. System, you're brutal. I opened my eyes, forced a contemptuous sneer, and squeezed out a single word through gritted teeth. Get out. Olivia looked at me and then, unexpectedly, smiled. It was a smile like melting snow, with a hint of amusement. Olivia's inner monologue. This idiot, he's really putting in effort. His expression looks like he's constipated. Anyone who didn't know would think he's about to crap himself. Whatever. I'm not going to bother with him. I need to go home and pack my treasures. A $300 million villa. Just giving it away. The thought itself is painful. Oh no, I get half, so it's only $150 million painful. She said nothing else. She just turned, her steps elegant, and walked away without looking back. Only Sophia and I remained in the hospital room. Ding! Newbie mission successfully completed. Host lifespan extended by 24 hours. Congratulations on taking a solid first step on the path of the simp. I let out a sigh of relief, feeling utterly drained. Sophia, next to me, started whimpering again. Ethan, did I cause you trouble? Olivia must hate me now. I looked at her, but my mind was stuck on Olivia's nightclub VIP room comment. My inner monologue. It really does look like one. You should rest. I mumbled, turning to leave. Ethan, Sophia called out. Can you stay with me tonight? I'm scared to be alone. Ding, side mission triggered. Protect the white moonlight. Mission requirements. Stay in a hospital room. Peel an apple for Sophia Jenkins and tell her, don't be scared, I'm here. Mission reward. Consumption cashback card. 10% cashback to your private account for any expenses incurred for the white moonlight within 1 hour. My inner monologue. Private account. My eyes lit up. The Ethan Miller in the book had a secret stash, investments he'd made outside the family's knowledge, and it wasn't a small sum. This money wasn't subject to the prenup. My inner monologue. Now this is interesting. I immediately put on a lovesick expression, walked to the bedside, picked up an apple and a fruit knife. Sophia, don't be scared. I'm here. As I spoke, I began peeling the apple. My knife skills were terrible. The peel broke into 7 or 8 pieces, leaving the apple jagged. Sophia gazed at me lovingly. Ethan, you're so good to me. I smiled, saying nothing, because I heard Olivia's voice from the next room, talking on the phone. She hadn't gone far. She was in a friend's hospital room next door. Olivia's inner monologue. On phone, hey, Chloe, can you help me find the best moving company in Westport? Yes, the most expensive one. I'm moving out. That idiot Ethan gave the Grandview estate to Sophia. Of course I'm happy. I've been wanting out of that house forever. Oh, and you said you liked some limited edition bag last time, right? Consider it bought. My hand twitched, almost slicing my finger. My inner monologue. Unbelievable. Here I am, a pitiful orderly, peeling apples for a measly 10% cashback. My wife is already using my future divorce settlement to buy designer bags for her friends. Things were about to get interesting. The next 3 days, I lived like an actor with a split personality. By day, under the kind guidance of the system, I played the role of a devoted simp. I sent Sophia flowers, jewelry, cars. Every time the system issued a mission, I charged in like a man possessed. Ding! Host, please purchase the Angel's Tear diamond necklace for Sophia Jenkins. I immediately swiped my card. Ding! Congratulations, host, for spending $500,000. You have received $50,000 cash back. Ding! Host, please book a Michelin star restaurant to celebrate Sophia Jenkins's recovery. I immediately made a reservation. Ding! Congratulations, host, for spending $88,000. You have received $8,800 cash back. My private account balance grew at an unprecedented rate. And all of this, in Olivia's eyes, was a completely different story. I was in a company meeting when Chloe, Olivia's friend and a fashion magazine editor, messaged her. Chloe, girl, check out the gossip news. Your husband bought Sophia more jewelry. The Angel's Tear, 500 grand. Olivia's inner monologue. TSK. Here he goes again. He spends faster than I do when I'm on a shopping spree. But it's fine. Let him buy more. It's all recorded and will be evidence later. My divorce lawyer team is practically salivating. I was listening to a quarterly report and hearing that inner monologue. I almost snapped the pen in my hand. My inner monologue. She already has a divorce lawyer team ready? That evening, the system forced me to have a candlelit dinner with Sophia. Olivia, meanwhile, was at the spa with Chloe. Chloe, Liv, are you really not angry at all? That's Ethan Miller. How many socialites in Westport would kill to marry him? Olivia's inner monologue. Angry? Why would I be angry? That he's helping me make money? Every cent he spends now, half of it is mine. I practically want him to simp even harder, maybe even give the entire Miller group to Sophia. Then I wouldn't have to worry for the rest of my life, or the life after that. As for men, what's the point? With money and free time, isn't it better to have a whole stable of boy toys? I listened to the live broadcast in my head, silently cut a piece of steak, and put it in my mouth. It tasted like ash. I finally understood. In this story, Sophia wanted love and money. The original male, lead, wanted Sophia. And I just wanted to save my skin and make some extra cash. Only my amazing wife, Olivia, had a clear and firm goal from start to finish. Make money, then divorce, and live like a queen. We were the only ones on the same wavelength. 3 days later was the day Olivia was supposed to move out of the Grandview estate. The system gave me a mission: go supervise and deliver the final humiliation. Main mission: publicly tear up your wedding photo with Olivia Hayes and tell her, a woman like you only belongs in the trash. Mission reward: Universal Wildcard X1 can waive one system penalty. My inner monologue: a universal wildcard. That's a game changer. It means one day I don't have to be a simp. I drove to the Grandview estate, my heart thrumming with excitement. The moment I stepped inside, I was stunned. The sprawling villa was almost empty. All the luxury decorations, limited edition furniture, and famous artworks, both those I recognized and those I didn't, were gone. Only the permanent fixtures remained, along with a few lonely cardboard boxes. Olivia was directing movers, carefully packing the last antique vase. She was dressed casually today, a white t-shirt, jeans, and her long hair tied in a neat ponytail. No makeup, but she looked more vibrant than usual. She raised an eyebrow when she saw me. Olivia's inner monologue: oh, the boss is here to check up on me. Perfect timing, let him see my spoils. All these things are marital property, so taking half is perfectly reasonable. The other half can be for his white moonlight to enjoy slowly. She wouldn't know the difference between a genuine antique and a knockoff anyway. My mouth twitched. My inner monologue: so she hasn't been idle these past few days? She's been inventorying our assets and subtly swapping my priceless collectibles with fakes? Olivia, what do you think you're doing? I demanded, feigning outrage as per the script. Moving out, obviously, she replied, completely justified. Mr. Miller, didn't you tell me to get out? I'm just getting out thoroughly, leaving no trace behind. Olivia's inner monologue: it's a shame about those 2 cases of 82 Chateau Lafite in the cellar. Too heavy to move. Sophia gets to enjoy them. Oh well, once I get the divorce settlement, I'll just buy a vineyard and make my own. My heart clenched. My inner monologue: those 2 cases of Lafite are Dad's treasures, stored here. If Sophia gets her hands on them and throws a party, Dad will break my legs. No, I have to figure something out. I looked around, my gaze falling on the huge wedding photo on the wall. In the picture, I wore a tuxedo, my face expressionless. Olivia wore a wedding dress, her smile formal and distant. I walked over and ripped the wedding photo off the wall. Olivia watched me, a hint of curiosity in her eyes. Olivia's inner monologue: here we go, the classic humiliation scene. Tearing up the photo? So old-fashioned. Next, is he going to call me trash? Please, I beg you, use a different word. I held the enormous frame, walked to her, took a deep breath, and shouted with all my might, Olivia, a woman like you. I paused, looking into her beautiful eyes, my brain racing. Should have only the best. This ugly wedding photo, which looks more like a funeral portrait, doesn't even come close to your beauty. It must be torn up. We need new ones. With that, I ripped the photo from the frame with a satisfying crack and shredded it to pieces. Olivia's inner monologue: for the first time, glitched. Olivia's inner monologue: did he just say what I think he said? That I'm beautiful? And that we need to retake our wedding photos? Has this simp forgotten his medication today? Or has he simped for Sophia so hard that his brain has broken? The system's warning blared in my head. Warning. Warning. Host has severely deviated from character. Please correct immediately. Ding. Host statements found to be completely inconsistent with the mission objective of humiliation. Mission failure detected. Penalty: immediate execution. A jolt of electric pain shot through my heart. My vision went black, and I almost collapsed to my knees. My inner monologue: Universal Wild Card. Activate. I screamed internally. Ding. Universal Wild Card successfully used. Penalty waived. The pain vanished instantly. I leaned against the wall, gasping for air, my face ashen. Olivia looked at me, and for the first time, genuine concern flickered in her eyes. Ethan, what's wrong? Are you unwell? She reached out to steady me. Olivia's inner monologue: his face is as white as a ghost. Is he actually sick? If he dies now, what about my divorce settlement? Asset division for spousal death during marriage is much more complicated than divorce. No, he can't die, at least not now. Hearing this heartfelt concern, I almost spat out a mouthful of blood. My inner monologue. Seriously, your priorities are truly unique. I'm fine. I wave her off, steadying myself. Then, I pointed at the shredded photo on the floor, continuing my act. Anyway, this photo is too ugly. It must be destroyed. As for you, I looked at Olivia. She was looking back at me, her expression complex. An idea struck me. Those 2 cases of Lafite. Yep. You need to take your trash and get out of my sight right now. Especially all those miscellaneous bottles and jars in the cellar. I'm giving you 10 minutes to move them all out. Not a single one allowed to remain. I pointed at the door, my voice stern and furious. Olivia froze. Olivia's inner monologue. Bottles and jars in the cellar? Aren't those Dad's 2 cases of top-shelf bourbon and Ethan's dad's 2 cases of precious Lafite? He's telling me to take them all. What? What does he mean? He's using berating me as an excuse to make me take both our father's treasures? To prevent Sophia from ruining them. This simp, he's actually not that stupid. I saw the uncertainty and surprise in her eyes, feeling a surge of secret triumph. My inner monologue. You want to play games with me? I've read the script, remember? Olivia didn't ask any more questions. She gave me a deep, probing look, then immediately turned and told the head mover. Did you hear that? Extra pay. Get all the boxes from the cellar loaded onto the truck within 10 minutes. You got it, Miss Hayes. Watching the movers rush towards the cellar like they were going to war, I finally relaxed. Dad's wine was safe, and Olivia's opinion of me seemed to have shifted subtly. Ding! Main mission final humiliation completion status being evaluated. Evaluation result. Superficial humiliation. Actual bestowal. Host utilized a loophole in the rules, performing a warm act under the guise of simp rhetoric. Character alignment minus 50%, but the outcome caused potential loss to the white moonlight and positive impact on the villainous. Overall assessment. Mission failed, penalty waived. System reminder. Host, please maintain a pure simp attitude. Do not engage in unnecessary thinking. My inner monologue. Pure simp my ass. I leaned against the wall, watching Olivia's busy back, and for the first time, I felt that teaming up with this villainess might be far more interesting than going it alone. After Olivia moved out, Sophia Jenkins, as expected, moved into the Grandview estate. That very evening, she called me, her voice syrupy sweet. Ethan, thank you. This house is so beautiful. I love it so much. To celebrate, I'm throwing a party tonight. You absolutely have to come, okay? Ding, side mission. Attend the White Moonlight's housewarming party. Mission requirements. Bring a bottle of wine worth no less than 6 figures as a gift, and publicly confess your feelings to Sophia Jenkins at the party. Mission reward. Obey me spray. Use on a designated target to make them obey one command within 5 minutes. My inner monologue. Obey me spray? That's a major weapon. I immediately perked up. My inner monologue. Confess my feelings, huh? Easy. I changed into a nice outfit, casually grabbed a bottle of what looked like expensive wine from the cellar, but was actually a $29.99 bottle of Lafayette Reserve I'd bought at the supermarket a few days ago, and drove to the Grandview estate. The villa was brightly lit, music blared, and the driveway was packed with luxury cars. Sophia had clearly invited every notable young socialite in Westport. She stood in the center of the crowd, wearing a white fairy tale dress, like a princess. When she saw me, her eyes immediately lit up, and she hurried over, pulling up her skirt. Ethan, you're here. She naturally reached to link her arm through mine, but I subtly stepped back half a pace, handing her the Lafayette Reserve. Happy housewarming. Thank you, Ethan. Sophia happily took the wine, handing it to a nearby waiter, then tried to link arms with me again. Let's go inside. All my friends want to meet you. I looked at her, Olivia's inner monologue from Moving Day echoing in my mind. After Olivia had settled in, she called Chloe. Chloe, you really took your dad's bourbon and Ethan's dad's Lafayette? He didn't suspect anything. Olivia's inner monologue. No, that idiot even urged me to hurry, afraid I'd leave something behind. But then again, he was a little odd today. That part where he tore up the wedding photo, I just felt something was off. Chloe, what's so off? Isn't that just a simp's daily dose of crazy? Olivia's inner monologue. Not like him. Before, when he went crazy, it was pure stupidity. Today, the stupidity seemed to have a hint of something else. Whatever. I can't figure it out. Anyway, the wine's safe. It'll be a perfect gift for Dad's birthday. Oh, by the way, Sophie is throwing a party at the Grandview estate tonight. Can you find a clever paparazzi to sneak in and live stream the whole thing for me? My inner monologue. Live stream the whole thing? My heart sank. My inner monologue. What is Olivia planning? A live show of my humiliation? I looked at the smiling Sophia in front of me and made a decision. Sophie, he gazed ahead deeply. Before we go in, there are a few things I want to say to you. The surrounding crowd immediately quieted, turning their eager, gossiping gazes towards us. Sophia's face flushed, and she shyly lowered her head. Ethan, you. Ding. Host, please begin your confession. Here we go. I cleared my throat, gathered my emotions, and began slowly. Sophia, from the first moment I saw you, I was deeply drawn to you. Your kindness, your innocence were like moonlight, illuminating my dark world. I know I haven't been good enough in the past, causing you much grief. Especially Olivia. She always misunderstood you, hurt you. As I spoke, I observed Sophia's expression. She was completely engrossed in my sweet words, her eyes moist, moved beyond measure. The surrounding guests also began to whisper, Wow, Mr. Miller is so passionate. Sophia is so lucky. I'm so envious. When will I meet a man like that? My inner monologue. I smirked inwardly. Don't worry, the best part is yet to come. I changed my tone, making it incredibly firm. But, Sophia, I stand here today to tell everyone. I raised my voice, ensuring every person present and any potential paparazzi cameras could clearly capture my every word. Ethan Miller and Sophia Jenkins, from this day forward, are simply friends. The entire crowd fell silent. Sophia's smile froze. Ethan, what did you say? I looked at her, my eyes radiating sincere regret, my voice filled with pain. Sophia, I've reflected for a long time. I realized that my feelings for you were a brother's protectiveness for a sister, not love. My previous entanglement caused you great distress and deeply hurt my wife, Olivia. I came here today, first, to congratulate you on your housewarming. Second, to make things clear to everyone present and to apologize to Olivia. Olivia, I'm sorry. I was an idiot. From now on, I promise to treat you well and be a proper husband. My speech was stirring, heartfelt, and delivered with dramatic flair. At the end, I even bowed deeply to the empty air. Everyone present, including Sophia, was utterly stunned. Ding! Host confession content severely deviates from a mission objective. Mission assessment. My inner monologue. Wait. I interrupted the system's assessment. Who said my confession was for Sophia Jenkins? My confession, from start to finish, was for my wife, Olivia Hayes. I merely used this occasion to send her a public message. System. The system fell silent. After a full 30 seconds, the alert sounded again. Ding! Assessment completed. Host confession target is Olivia Hayes, but the mission designated target is Sophia Jenkins. Mission completion, 0%. Ding. However, host successfully humiliated the white moonlight in a public setting and upheld the villainess's reputation, aligning with the simp's foolish and clueless reverse character. Comprehensive evaluation. Mission complete. Ding. Congratulations, host. You have received the reward. Obey me, Spray X1. Now stored in system space. I almost burst out laughing. My inner monologue. System. Oh, system, you're still too naive. This move of mine was a masterclass in psychological warfare, a strategic power play. I completed the mission, got the reward, humiliated Sophia, and even subtly declared my loyalty to Olivia. My inner monologue. Kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Perfect. Sophia's face, meanwhile, had gone from red to white to green. She probably never dreamed that her carefully planned showcase party would turn into my personal, loving husband declaration. The guest gazes at her also shifted, from envy to pity, then to schadenfreude. So, it was just Mr. Miller's marital theatrics all along. This Sophia Jenkins is pretty embarrassing. She actually thought she was the main character. Exactly. It's a private matter between a husband and wife. Why is an outsider getting involved? Gossip, like invisible knives, stabbed Sophia's heart. Her lips trembled, tears welled in her eyes. And finally, she burst into sobs, covering her face as she ran into the villa. A grand party ended abruptly, in the most dramatic fashion. I drove home, feeling incredibly satisfied, imagining Olivia's expression when she saw the news live stream. My inner monologue. She must be utterly speechless right now, right? As it turned out, I had underestimated Olivia. She had indeed seen the live stream, but her reaction was completely different from what I'd anticipated. At that moment, she was in her penthouse overlooking the harbor, wearing a face mask and on a video call with Chloe. Chloe, voice excited, "Holy cow, Liv. Did you see it? Ethan was amazing today, humiliating Sophia in front of all those people, and then confessing his love to you. Is he finally turning over a new leaf?" Olivia's inner monologue, voice flat, turning over a new leaf? Turning what leaf? It's just a desperate move. Chloe, what do you mean? Olivia's inner monologue. Didn't you notice? His words today, while seemingly a confession to me, were actually him cutting ties with Sophia. Why? Because Sophia has already moved into the Grandview estate, a house he gave her, and everyone in Westport knows it. If he doesn't draw a clear line now, the charge of transferring marital assets to a mistress will be solidified. Then, when we divorce, that money will have to come out of his personal assets. Chloe, you mean he did all that to save money? Olivia's inner monologue. What else? Do you really think that Simp can change overnight? His stunt today, at most, upgraded him from a pure idiot to a slightly less idiotic schemer. His goal is still the same, to protect his money, then continue to shamelessly simp for Sophia. Chloe, now that you mention it, that does make sense. So what are you going to do? Olivia's inner monologue. Do? Nothing. He plays his part. I'll play mine. As long as he doesn't mess with my divorce settlement. I don't care if he's a human or a dog. However, his public declaration of love today did give me an idea. Hearing that, my heart lurched. My inner monologue. An idea? What idea? I'll never understand how that woman's brain works. The next day, I found out what her idea was. As soon as I arrived at the office, the head of PR called me into his office. The director's face looked constipated as he pointed at his computer screen. "Mr. Miller, see for yourself." On the screen were headlines from major entertainment websites. Miller Group's CEO's wife, Olivia Hayes, responds publicly. Deep marital love, dispelling mistress rumors. Olivia Hayes. Ethan Miller and I are true love. Miss Jenkins is just a sister model power couple. The love story of Ethan and Olivia Miller. The articles portrayed Olivia speaking in an incredibly gentle, magnanimous tone, recounting our unbreakable love. She stated that Ethan's concern for Sophia was merely brotherly, and the rumors were all misunderstandings. She even mentioned that our marriage was stable, and we already had baby plans. My inner monologue. Baby plans? I almost choked on my coffee when I saw those 4 words. The most audacious part was the picture accompanying the articles. It was my photo from yesterday's party, bowing and apologizing to thin air. Next to it was an artistic solo shot of Olivia. The 2 photos were photoshopped together with the caption, "Husband, I received your heartfelt message. You're loving Olivia." My inner monologue. Social suicide. This is total social suicide. Yesterday, I thought I was one step ahead. Today, Olivia turned the tables on me. With this move, she had solidified our image as a loving, exemplary couple. If I ever had any further involvement with Sophia, I'd be branded a cheating scumbag. And she was the generous, family-protecting, perfect wife. Public opinion instantly did a complete 180. Sophia, on the other hand, had become public enemy number 1, the scheming mistress. I heard she hadn't dared to leave her house all day, and her social media comment section had been completely overrun. My inner monologue. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Olivia, you truly are the ultimate villain in this book, besides the main characters. Ding. Detection. Host spouse Olivia Hayes initiated an affectionate counterattack. Host's devoted husband character passively established. Main mission updated. Maintain affection. Mission requirements. For the next week, send your wife, Olivia Hayes, a bouquet of flowers every day, with a heartfelt card. Mission failure. 50% deduction from host private account balance. My vision went black. My inner monologue. Send flowers? And write cards? This is worse than making me tie Sophia's shoes. But looking at the long string of zeros in my private account, I surrendered. My inner monologue. It's just acting, right? Who's afraid of whom? I picked up the phone and called my assistant. Hello, order a bouquet of flowers for me. The best kind. Send it to Miss Olivia. No, send it to Mrs. Miller's new address. For the card, right? Actually, I'll write the card myself. After hanging up, I took a blank card from my drawer, chewed on my pen, and pondered. What should I write? My inner monologue. Wife, I love you. Too cliché. Live, you're the light of my life. Too fake. After thinking for a long time, I finally wrote a single line on the card. Congratulations to us for once again defeating a stupid script. Then I signed my name. My inner monologue. I knew she'd understand. When the flowers arrived, Olivia was on a video conference call with her legal team. Olivia's inner monologue, on call. Regarding the villa Ethan gifted Sophia during the marriage, our current evidence chain isn't complete enough. Although he publicly stated that he and Sophia are just friends, this doesn't fully exclude the suspicion of private transfer of marital assets. The doorbell rang. Olivia said, "One moment," and went to open the door. Seeing the huge bouquet of blue roses at the door, she paused. When she saw the line on the card, her inner monologue, for the first time, went blank for an extended period. A full 10 seconds passed before I heard a faint, confused murmur. Olivia's inner monologue. The script. How could he know about the script? I sat in my office, a slight smirk playing on my lips. My inner monologue. Olivia, the game has just begun. From that day on, I started sending Olivia flowers every day. Day 1, blue roses. Day 2, champagne roses. Day 3, white tulips. The content of the cards also evolved, from initial probes to a silent exchange of intel. Today's script. Take the heroine to an amusement park to ride the carousel. Evaluation. Childish. Tomorrow's script. Inject 100 million into the heroine's family business. Evaluation. Wasteful. The day after tomorrow's script. Hold the feverish heroine in the rain, crying, "I can't live without you." Evaluation. Insane. I conveyed the system's missions to Olivia in this veiled manner, giving her a heads up. And Olivia, in turn, began to respond in her own way. The day I was supposed to take Sophia to the amusement park, it was closed for maintenance. The day I was supposed to inject funds into Sophia's family company, their company was hit with a surprise tax audit, uncovered massive tax fraud, and their stock crashed instantly. The day I was supposed to perform a dramatic rain scene, holding Sophia, the forecast called for thunderstorms, but there wasn't a single cloud in the sky, and the sun was so hot it could dehydrate you. The system and I were locked in a protracted tug-of-war. The system told me to go east, and Olivia would dig a pit in the east. The system told me to go west, and Olivia would build a wall in the west. My missions were completed haphazardly, constantly teetering on the brink of failure. And a strange, unspoken understanding formed between Olivia and me. We hadn't met in person or spoken on the phone, yet we felt like allies fighting side by side. Until a week later, my father, Richard Miller, the CEO of the Miller Group, called me back to the family estate. In the living room, the atmosphere was heavy. Dad sat at the head of the table, his face ashen. Mom sat beside him, sighing. Across from them sat Olivia and her parents. As soon as I entered, Dad slammed the tablet down in front of me. "You explain this to me. What is this all about?" On the tablet was news of Sophia's family's tax fraud and impending bankruptcy. Below the news was an anonymous tip, emphatically stating that the key evidence to expose Sophia's family had leaked from within the Miller Group. The finger pointed directly at me. "Ethan, I warned you repeatedly to stay away from that Sophia Jenkins. Now, to cut ties with her, you're resorting to such dirty pool to ruin their family." Dad slammed his fist on the table, furious. I knew I hadn't done this. That left only one possibility. I looked at Olivia. She was slowly sipping tea, her eyes downcast, as if everything had nothing to do with her. But I heard her inner monologue. Olivia's inner monologue. Finally, my source is pretty reliable. The intel was fast and accurate. Sophia's family will be utterly devastated by this. Let's see how Sophia can act all high and mighty around me now. But Ethan's dad has quite an imposing aura. I need to act a little more fragile, or this won't end well. The next second, Olivia put down her teacup. Her eyes reddened, and she put on a tearful expression. Uncle Richard, Auntie Carol, this isn't Ethan's fault. It's my fault. I didn't handle my relationship with Sophia well, which made Ethan do something so impulsive for me. I'm willing to take all the responsibility myself. Her acting was several notches above Sophia's. My parents, seeing her self-sacrificing demeanor, immediately cooled down by half. Mom even gripped her hand sympathetically. My dear, how can you blame yourself? It's our Ethan who's been foolish and caused you so much grief. Dad also sighed, his tone softening. Forget it. Sophia's family brought it upon themselves. But Ethan, your methods are utterly underhanded. If this gets out, what about the Miller family's reputation? I looked at Olivia, and she subtly winked at me. That look clearly said, your turn. I immediately understood. It was time to use my precious item. I secretly took out the Obey Me spray, which was barely larger than a lipstick tube, from my pocket. Then, with a thud, I knelt before my father. Dad, I was wrong. This kneeling stunned everyone present. Dad was so shocked he stood up from the sofa. What are you doing? Get up. No. I cried, my voice choked with tears. Dad, I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have used those methods against Sophia's family for Olivia's sake. I just love her too much. I can't bear to see her suffer even a little injustice. When I think about how Sophia used to bully her, I could just lose control. Dad, hit me. Yell at me. Whatever it takes to make you feel better. Just please, don't blame Olivia. She's innocent. My performance was Oscar-worthy. Olivia next to me was wide-eyed. Olivia's inner monologue. Holy crap. This guy, he's an even better actor than me. He can make black sound white and dead sound alive. It's a waste he's not an actor. Dad was clearly shaken by my sudden passion. He pointed at me, speechless for a long time. I knew the timing was perfect. While crying, I subtly pressed the trigger on the spray, aiming it towards my father. A colorless, odorless gas instantly diffused into the air. Ding! Obey Me spray successfully used. Target, Richard Miller. Effect duration, 5 minutes. I looked up, meeting Dad's gaze with an expression of profound remorse, and issued my command. Dad, I know simply apologizing isn't enough. To atone for my mistakes, and to forge an even closer bond between the Miller and Hayes families, I've decided to unconditionally transfer 30% of my Miller Group shares to Olivia, as my apology and my promise to her. Please, allow it. At these words, everyone was shocked. Olivia even shot up from the sofa, unable to believe her ears. Olivia's inner monologue. What? 30% of his shares? Is Ethan crazy? Does he know how much that's worth? That's hundreds of millions of dollars. Why would he do that? Doesn't he care about money the most? Mom also panicked. Son, what nonsense are you spouting? Those are what your grandpa left you. Let him speak. Dad, Richard Miller, suddenly spoke. His eyes were a little unfocused, but his tone was incredibly firm. I think Ethan's proposal is excellent. He looked at me, saying each word clearly. A man who makes mistakes must take responsibility. Since you hurt Olivia and damaged the company's reputation, compensating with shares is perfectly reasonable. I agree. Tomorrow, I'll have the lawyers handle the transfer. With that, he seemed to have used all his strength, waving a weary hand. Everyone leave. I am tired. I suppressed my inner euphoria, got up from the floor, and pulled Olivia, who was still in state of shock, out of the old estate. Even after we got into the car, Olivia hadn't fully recovered. She looked at me, her eyes full of curiosity, confusion, and an emotion I couldn't quite decipher. Ethan, you... Don't ask. I started the car. Just know it was all for love. Olivia fell silent, but her inner monologue, like a dam breaking, surged through my mind. Olivia's inner monologue. For love? Who's he kidding? This guy definitely has another agenda. 30% of his shares. What exactly is he trying to do? This can't be explained by a simple, scheming idiot anymore. It's like he's playing a much bigger game. And I, it seems, have unknowingly become his pawn. This feeling, it's actually quite thrilling. I drove, feeling the night wind. I knew that from today on, Olivia and I were no longer online acquaintances collaborating from a distance. We were bound together by those 30% shares. Whether the road ahead was a chasm or a smooth path, I didn't know. But I knew that with this smart and interesting woman by my side, this journey through the book would definitely not be boring. As for the simp system, ding detection, host committed wasteful behavior, gifting a massive amount of assets to his wife. This behavior is highly consistent with the simp's core logic of squandering for love. Character alignment plus 200%. Ding, congratulations, host. You have successfully completed the hidden mission Ultimate Simp. Reward. System store unlocked. I looked at the virtual screen that popped up, filled with a dazzling array of items, and smiled. Sophia Jenkins, the original male lead, in this stupid script. Just you wait. The real show has only just begun. End.